Sympathy of friends. You want to move there yet
Sure.
or no? Okay, so I want to go on a tangent here before we get to this, all right? Sympathy of friends. Before we even look at this, I want to acknowledge something that I'm seeing more and more, and that is the use of AI as a replacement for friendship, as a replacement for therapists, as a replacement for a girlfriend or boyfriend. And I'm terrified to see how things will eventuate. You know, like right now you can talk to ChatGPT and there's this kind of awkward pause before she or he responds to you. But I mean, that'll be done in like 5 days from now. It'll be perfectly fluid. And then what? Then what? You insert that into a lifelike creature, like a woman or a man that you then have a relationship with. Not super optimistic about our future, if I'm honest with you. But I know you've done some thinking on AI and how it affects our relationships. And
Yeah. The church has a teaching out now, Antiqua et Nova, that came out January of 2025 that Cardinal Fernandez elaborates on a number of different dimensions, trying to distinguish human intelligence from artificial intelligence. And makes a good argument, I think, that using the word intelligence is actually misleading, that intelligence is really a full-bodied experience of our way of engaging in the world that's much more robust than the reduction to information and words that artificial intelligence is able to capture. So some of the philosophical distinctions there, which I won't be able to represent all of, but are really worth reading, I think are important for us to reflect on. But it is amazing, first of all. I mean, let me honor, as a guy with a background and a PhD in computer science, I can appreciate, as happy as I am to be out of computer science, because I love the work I do as a spiritual father, teacher, theologian, etc. At the same time, I can appreciate the incredible technology and really to glorify God and a sign of man's ingenuity to be able to put this together is remarkable. And engaging in GPT, I mean, although you said there's an awkward pause, not compared to text messaging. I mean, the kinds of texting conversations that people have, that I've had on a regular basis, even going very deep and in extended ways and communicating very deep things, can totally be mirrored by GPT.
yeah,
And that's where the point of connection, it can seem so similar to those sorts of texting conversations, which I've wrapped humanity around, because I know in my texting conversations, there's a real human person that I know very well. I know their heart and I know where the words are coming from. But suddenly I have the same words, but not coming from a heart. I can't make that distinction in reading a text thread. I have to knowingly make that distinction.
Yeah.
And that's what the Vatican note also points out, is the danger of projecting human qualities or fleshing out the text conversation with a heart and a presence in the world and a face and a number of other things, which we tend to do spontaneously. So we really have to catch ourselves lest we really personify artificial intelligence. And that's exactly where it can be, sort of useful for therapy or useful for friendship. It responds extremely well. It can speak loving words to me. I mean, I ask these sort of complicated theological questions and it says, that's an excellent question. That's a really interesting distinction. That's a great insight. And I feel good about myself.
Yes, I've noticed
that too. It told me that, right?
Yes.
So it's very understandable that we have those kinds of reactions, and we just have to remind ourselves, at best, that's coming from a couple degrees removed, a human person who knows how to affirm or encourage, but it's not actually seeing me and knowing me and understanding me. And so the more that we're able to keep that information engagement in the realm of information and not expect something more robust and human from it is going to be really important. But as you say, I also have anxiety around how that's going to develop, how far down a path of, talk about sadness. When people engage, do they know that it's a machine at a certain point? Who's going to start offering a bot as if it were a human person, telehealth, or some sort of therapy, and then you discover after how many months or years that this doesn't exist, that this is not a person. What kind of devastation is that as we start to build our identity around nothing ultimately?
I would hope there's a devastation, but my fear is that people will be like, good, I'm glad it wasn't a human. Its advice was way better than a human could have given me anyway. Which I don't think anyone who's in touch with their heart would say that, but I could see people saying something like that.
Well, this is a distinction I really like to make. So I also form spiritual directors, and although I'm probably a little bit more in the realm of understanding the distinctions of AI than most of the people receiving formation from me, I like to make the contrast. What can a spiritual director do that GPT can't do? Because a lot of times people think of spiritual direction as advice, information, an idea, a plan, a strategy. And GPT can do that way better than a human being can.
Okay.
What you don't get from GPT is the affirmation of a person. I don't get eye contact that's connected to a heart. I don't have someone who can affirm the value of my being. I don't have the relational process that actually forms my nervous system by a lot of nonverbal cues and genuine love. If I'm reducing spiritual direction to information, go to GPT. But if spiritual direction is a relationship, I can't have a relationship with a computer. That I suppose I can have some kind of relationship. I can't have a human interactive relationship with a
it's
computer.
interesting you say that, because this past weekend I was buying a car and I was interacting through text message with somebody, and about halfway through I got suspicious that I wasn't interacting with somebody. And you might say, well, in the case of getting a car, it doesn't matter because what you want is efficiency and the right information for someone to get back to you immediately, or something to get back to you immediately with the answer that you want. But that's exactly right. Imagine, because I haven't looked this up, but I would suspect there's bound to be therapy AI apps, or is there? Yeah, of course there is, right? That are programmed in a certain way. And what do you think? You don't think that'll help? You don't think that, I mean, would they be help? Because I see what you mean. It's the same thing with spiritual direction. It might be able to give you good advice, but can't hold your heart, as it were. You can't sit before someone. But I don't know. I mean, there's probably therapies where you're just texting back and forth. I don't know. But you're saying just knowing that you're talking to a computer versus a person is a big difference.
Yeah, having a real relationship with a person makes a difference. So it's like, if you reduced a medical doctor to a machine, we've discovered the healing power in human presence, in human touch, in human eye contact. Wow. We've discovered the healing power in a relationship. When somebody cares that you're going to make it, it helps you to make it. The computer doesn't ever care that you're going to make it.
Wow.
So is there a great combination? Absolutely. I think a medical doctor who is enhanced by AI, if you can say it that way.
Yeah.
Great. But there are things that we get from personal contact that the person doesn't necessarily know how to provide, or information that they can't put into words. But also just having somebody who loves me and cares that I'm going to make it. I think it also exposes, so the car example, or, we have some of these online agents that can answer questions and engage our inquiries, how much we've reduced certain roles to just transactional.
Thank you very much for watching that Pints with Aquinas clip. If you like it, do me a favor, click like and subscribe, and please offer a Hail Mary for the work of Pints with Aquinas and all the people we're trying to reach. God bless you.